next list, and just to start in terms of the Excel workbook elements. So Excel itself, it is built on a hierarchy of elements across it. So starting from a row, so a row is what you have represented there by the yellow horizontal line. So that represents a row. So that will be row number 4. And then rows are referred by the row number. So if you're talking about a particular row, you need to quote the number of that particular row to say like, okay, row 4, 5, 6. So that's how you will refer to rows. And then the vertical lines, they represent your columns. In this instance, I've highlighted column B. So the columns will be referred by their column letter. So you'll be like, okay, I'm in column B, column C, column D. And then you've got your cell. So the cell is essentially the intersection between your row and your column. So when you refer to a cell, you need to start with the column number and then the row number. So in this instance, what I've selected there is a cell in column E, row 6. So that's how you refer to a cell. So a cell is actually the smallest element within an Excel worksheet. And then nextly, we have what is called a range. So a range is essentially like a combination of cells. So it can be 2 cells or multiple of cells. So as long as you have more than 1 cell selected, then they call that a range. And then a range will always be separated by a semicolon. So, or depending on the computer that you use, maybe the settings, but generally it uses a semicolon to separate. So, and also the range is referred to by using the top left cell and the bottom right cell. So in this instance, when we refer to the range that is selected there, we'll say it's E6, which is the top left cell, and then the bottom right is G11. So now we E6 colon G11, that is the range that we are talking about. And then another elements that we have from my workbook is actually sheets. So an Excel workbook is made up of a combination of multiple sheets and ranges. So you can have as many sheets, but the more sheets you have, the harder it becomes to manage your Excel workbook. So I'm just gonna do just a demonstration on terms of working with sheets now on an Excel spreadsheet. So you would have received this file from within the chat. I also sent it within the email, a reminder email that I sent during the week. So if you would like to follow through during the session, you can just download the file and open it on your machine. So it's called the population by province. So it's a data set of the South African population. So I got this by years by province. So I took the latest census data, I think it was 2022. And then on the other side, on the column E, is just the square kilometer of each province, just to give you a perspective as to the number versus the size of the province. So on the other tab, I say cities. So this here, it just shows you the municipality, the district municipality, the local municipality name, and the town or the city. So then with this data set, then you have all the information to say that, okay, if you have a particular city, then you would know what is the local municipality for that city, what is the district municipality, and also by using the short code for the provinces, then you are able to see like in which province can you actually find that city. So just to do a demonstration in terms of worksheets. So within an Excel workbook, you can have a varying number of worksheets. Here, currently I had 3, now it's 4. And you'll see that by default, Excel will always name, if you insert a new sheet by pressing the plus sign here, Excel will always name it from the first sheet 1. If you do the second one, it will be sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. So you can have a very number of sheets in your workbook, just as long as you can manage them. So with sheets, you can also rename them according to how you want. Let's see here, I can just call it my sheet 1. The other sheet, and then table. You can even have spaces in there. You can even have some special characters like your underscore. We can see too. So you can name it accordingly. You always have to try and give the name of the worksheet so that at least it tries to describe the contents of the worksheet. usually working in the industry, people just go with the default sheet 1, sheet 2, and then they insert contents in there, and you always have to click inside that worksheet to see like what are actually the contents of that worksheet. But if you try and name it accordingly, then we're able, just by looking at it, like if you look at this worksheet here, it tells you SA province data, then you know that with inside, I should find some information relating to province. SA cities, there should be some information related to the city. So here on the data source, I just for reference purposes, I've also just indicated where I got the information from. So the province data is coming from Wikipedia, and then the SA cities, I got it from the Department of Education. So I also had to modify it slightly because it was a school's data set. But if you would like to go and download on any other various data sets, you can also go there. Okay, so speaking about worksheets. So with the worksheets, you can also modify and maybe format them. Like let's say like all these worksheets right now, they're all colored gray, they're all gray. So maybe you would like to highlight a particular worksheet so that it can scream to the attention of whoever is using the workbook. You can actually come here and do your tab color and change the color of that worksheet. So this doesn't really do much, it just changes the view of it. You can have as many colors as you would like. So that's how you would have. So you make it here. So let's say that maybe you would like also to make a copy of a particular worksheet. So there are various ways that you can do that. So you can right click and come here and right click on the worksheet and then come to move or copy. Then you select that. Then if you are copying to another workbook, you will select that workbook, but here we're gonna keep it within the same. So what you need to do is to tick this create copy if you would like to make copy. But if you would like to move is like you're actually moving it, if you're moving it to another workbook, so it's no longer gonna exist in this current one, it's gonna shift to the other one. Then you have to uncheck this one. But in this instance, we're gonna do a copy. So the next step is like, okay, you're copying your worksheet. So where would you like it to be positioned within the existing worksheets? So you can click here so that it can go to the end. So it will be at the end, it will be the last one. Or I can come here and say, create a copy. I want it to be in between my sheet 1 and the other sheet. Then I can select there, then I've got it. And you can also see that when you make a copy, because the sheet name already exists, Excel automatically appends a number to it, which will be enclosed within the curly bracket, the round brackets. So that indicates the second copy and the third copy. So what you can also do, if maybe you like working with your keyboard and your mouse, you don't want to, you can just click here, click and hold on your left mouse button, press the control button, and then drag it either to the left, to the right, then it will release, then it will automatically create a copy for you. It's like sort of like a shortcut in between there if you would like to not maybe right click and select. So let's say you get to an instance that you've got many worksheets. I'm just gonna randomly set. So you can see here that I've got many worksheets that don't even fit in my screen. So sometimes you get to find yourself in this position and you like to jump to a particular worksheet quickly without having to scroll through. So what you can do is to come here where in between here on the square section here in the bottom left, right click on it, right click on it, then it will list all your sheets within here in a nice format that you can quickly see the sheet that you would like to jump to. Say I would like to jump to table A, and I can select table A and then click OK. Then I jump to it. So it's a nice shorthand way if you don't want to scroll through here. Maybe you might even miss the sheet of interest that you're looking for. So that's how you can actually work with the worksheets. So that was part of the worksheets. So I'll jump over back to the presentation.